SSEMUJJU NGANDA came out to attack Norbert MAO about the cooperation he did with the NRM government and authoritarian General Kaguta Museveni. We all know that when Norbert MAO was joining General Kaguta Museveni, he first declared war on the opposition. Okay? And for a very long period of time, the opposition used to accuse Norbert MAO of being a double deal until he came out to join General Kaguta Museveni. SSEMUJJU NGANDA said this about that cooperation. Here's the tape.
When the Honorable MAO and DP went to discuss, he went alone. We never even knew until the memorandum is signed and is made public. But in those discussions, they begin by MAO meeting Muhoozi Kainerugaba, who is a son of President Museveni. And eventually, when they are signing a memorandum of understanding, it is Museveni's in-law who marries one of his daughter, Karugire, who is around. So the matter is between Museveni and MAO. Even the NRM, as an institution, was not invited, even in an observer capacity, to witness those discussions, but there was an agreement, there was a memorandum.
So they are past precedents.
That's the point I make, that eventually, because as soon as the Honorable MAO is appointed the minister, and that's why I kept telling him that what he was waiving as a memorandum of understanding was actually an appointment letter. It had nothing to do with it. So that ended there. Museveni has had a relationship with UPC, with Akena, based on nothing but just understanding. So I want to caution parties and individuals that if you really mean well for the country, you need to request for formal discussions where everybody is participating, because these matters are not ours.
That is SSEMUJJU NGANDA. One of the first things I would want to acknowledge is that cooperation was not between opposition and government. It was a master plan by General Kaguta Museveni to show that he's defeating the opposition. One of the characteristics of General Kaguta Museveni is a foreseer and very strategic. Because I keep on telling people that if you want to remove General Kaguta Museveni, you must acknowledge his weaknesses and strength, not only his weakness. It's like when you are going to fight someone, you first outline his strength and weaknesses. So by taking Norbert MAO, there was a loophole in the opposition, like it or not. Because the times Norbert MAO used to come out and call on government or to pin government to accountability, now it is taking on the opposition. So the purpose of this video, I've come to first give you a sneak peek for that cooperation, what it means for our politics, and most importantly, the study materials we can learn from the politics of our nation. But before I do this, I want to let you know that if you're into this channel, please subscribe. And if you're watching this video from a different platform, please head on to YouTube, type in Sura Mawagale. There's a lot of content of this nature. If geopolitics and economics is what you want, this will be definitely the right channel for you to subscribe to. One, I think this is my, 10th video talking about the strategic nature of General Kaguta Museveni. He came out one day and said by 2026 there will be no opposition. Of course, it is impossible, because opposition will stay, most especially the opposition which is on the cause of bringing back the constitutionalism. What he meant is that he started poaching opposition leaders. He went to the DP, poached it. Right now, DP, it has even failed to identify itself, whether it is in government, whether it is in the opposition. And that cooperation showed the inefficiency of Norbert MAO. First of all, I'm one of the person who felt hurt when Norbert MAO joined the authoritarian, because what he joined is not government. It's the reason why even when he was joining, he gave us so very many hopes that it's going to bring constitutional changes, transition, etc. But he forgot that he was dealing with a gorilla. You know, Museveni is a gorilla. He brought him in cabinet, but he has failed to even deliver the 2% he promised us as the opposition. The reason why Museveni picked Norbert MAO is not that Norbert MAO has so much brains that can be used to transform government. No. But he wanted to show that he he is taking on the opposition. And the cooperation was signed between General Museveni's family and Norbert Mao. Remember, the family lawyer, who is also the son-in-law, Karugire, is the one who sat down and wrote that negotiation, signed by Norbert Mao. And not before that, Moses Karuga used to come out and say that Norbert Mao has presidential skills, of course, fattening Norbert Mao. It is the truth. But also, in a bigger prospect of opposition, we lost. But for selfish Norbert Mao, he gained because, first of all, people like his brother, Jacob Olanya, had rose to the position of being a Speaker of Parliament. In the order of precedence, the Speaker of Parliament, the third in command, maybe so that his peers were leaving him. People like Mukasa Mbide were in the East African Parliament. He was just a President General of DP. He was not financially stable because he was even driving an old, I think it is a Land Cruiser, very old, which was even smoking. So by going in government in a selfish interest, it is okay for Norbert Mao. But in a bigger cause of the opposition, it was bad. I felt bad because Norbert Mao is a fighter. He's wise. Let nobody lie to you that Norbert Mao is stupid. Norbert Mao is wise. Even if he comes out to speak wrong things, sometimes it does show. I don't know what he eats in General Museveni's State House. So for me, some Uganda coming out to speak about that cooperation, it is right, it was so selfish. To an extent that even Norbert Mao was not trusting General Kaguta Museveni. In that cooperation, it had a clause that said that General Museveni will appoint 2 cabinet slots. 1 slot should be taken by Norbert Mao. In other words, the name Norbert Mao was in a cooperation. Any agreement, most especially politics, when you have a name of a certain candidate, just know it is a selfish cause. So for me, among the people who got hurt when Norbert Mao joined the authoritarian, because it ends up making the authoritarian gain more than losing, although the opposition is still staying. Now even Norbert Mao is demanding for more positions. I think he found the government so sweet without even delivering on his promise of constitutional changes, etc. And General Museveni dares people. You talk about constitutional changes, gives you even the docket responsible for that. And then if you fail, the people will judge you. Of course, that's my opinion. Menus truly, Mr. Makindi, Kabir Suleiman Magal. If you're into this channel, please subscribe, like, and comment so that I'm motivated to do more of such videos. See you on another one. Peace.